What's up guys, I'm Caden with Crypto Now or Never and welcome back to another video on CaptainBNB. If you enjoy this style of content, please do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button. As always, none of this is financial advice. Let's get into it.
I have a dream, that's all I need. I'll make it happen with some work and belief. Know what I want.
Okay, so as you guys can see, CaptainBNB is currently sitting at a $6.6 million market cap, and it's pulled back a little bit since my last video. However, over the last day, it's bounced a little bit as it's up just under 4%. But the first point that I would like to get across specifically with this project is that it's not only CaptainBNB that's bleeding. For example, you come over here and you look at the Pepe chart. This is also Pepe on the daily time frame. Pepe is just completely consolidating right now. You come over here and you look at FUKU, same exact thing. It's completely consolidating. So when you look at the CaptainBNB chart, it does not look bad at all right now. And if you zoom out, you can see that it's actually building a higher floor over time. That's honestly exactly what you want to see from a technical analysis standpoint. And before I go any further into CaptainBNB, I also want to show you guys the crypto market. And there's one thing in particular that I want to point out. So you can see right now, Bitcoin's trading at 111,800. Ethereum is 4,435. They're actually starting to have a little bit of a short squeeze at the moment. But the indicator that I want to point out right now is the Crypto Fear and Greed Index, which is showing 42 and it's showing neutral. If you click on this indicator, you'll notice yesterday we were fearful at 39. I want you to actually think about that for a second. We were fearful at 39 when Bitcoin was 110,000, Ethereum was 4,300. It was only back in April that Ethereum was $1,380. And since April, Ethereum has broken all-time highs. However, the market is panicking after a little correction. That to me is incredible. And it just shows how emotional this market is. And a lot of people out there just cannot see the bigger picture. And that's why when I look at a project like CaptainBNB, I'm super bullish on this. One of the biggest reasons I am bullish on this project is you come over here and you look at their X account. And then specifically, if you click on this community page right here, the CaptainBNB Army, you'll see that they have a community that is constantly DCAing. For example, Coco, day 2 of my daily CaptainBNB DCA. More coins moving into the hands of people with conviction every day. And you can see that he bought 1 BNB worth of CaptainBNB. You scroll down, another DCA from a community member. Here's Coco's first DCA. You keep scrolling down and you just see a lot of community members who are constantly DCAing into this project. And that's the kind of thing that I'm looking for with a lot of these projects. Again, I just showed you everything in the market for the most part right now is bleeding. It's not CaptainBNB specific. So what you want to do during these times in the market is you want to find strong communities, find strong narratives, find projects that have the ability to explode once the market starts to turn around. And some of you guys might ask, okay, well, why are a lot of meme coins not running right now? And that's also where it's interesting. You look at Bitcoin and Ethereum and overall they are doing very well. I know that's kind of funny because I just said the Crypto Fear and Greed Index was fearful yesterday. However, an interesting chart right now is if you come over and you look at others against Ethereum, this chart right here tells you exactly why. If you guys haven't been invested in Bitcoin or Ethereum over the last few months, you probably haven't even really noticed the market breaking out. And this chart right here shows you that everything against Ethereum has been bleeding a lot. And if you look at the RSI and stochastics on the weekly time frame, they are extremely oversold. And you can see right here that we came very close to retesting the point of control on the VRVP. And you could also argue that this is a double bottom. These are all indicators that I look for when I'm looking to find a potential bottom. And if this does spike up, it means a lot of projects are starting to outperform Ethereum again. Now, I do want to go back to the crypto market again because the project I'm covering today is CaptainBNB. So it's actually on BNB chain. And what's interesting about BNB chain right now is that it's still larger than Solana. Solana has a lot of hype right now, and you can see in the last day it's up 4.2%. It's up 3.4% in the last week. BNB is even down in the last week. And one of the biggest reasons I always point out being bullish on CaptainBNB is because when you come over and you look at meme coins, there are no massive meme coins on BNB chain. If you consider FUKU a BNB specific project, then FUKU is the largest. However, there have not been any huge runners this cycle in particular. And the reason that's important is because, again, I just showed you that BNB is quite literally larger than Solana. And what is one of the best ways to bring volume to your chain? It's through meme coins. So then you have to ask yourself whether you think there's ever going to be another runner on BNB. And if you think there is, then why couldn't it be CaptainBNB? If you come back over to the CaptainBNB X account, the meme was quite literally created by BNB Chain on February 10th. This is the image that they posted, and then they named it in the comment section, CaptainBNB. So this is a project that obviously is already on the radar of CaptainBNB, and they reply to the community all the time. And what's super unique about CaptainBNB is that all of the community members have a very unique profile. For example, I'll show you Ming in particular. You'll notice the CaptainBNB because they all have this little outline right here. For example, I wanted to show you guys this post right here. Binance said boss with the salute emoji to Richard Tang. And as you guys know, this emoji is very popular in the CaptainBNB community. But anyways, you scroll down with Binance's reply and you just see the CaptainBNB army everywhere. And they're very recognizable because of the borders. And when I am personally looking for a project to invest in, I love to see stuff like this. It just shows community strength, which a lot of other projects do not have right now. And that's what you always have to remember, is that every project out there looks great whenever the market is pumping. Every project is the next blue chip. But how do these communities respond whenever the market is bleeding? Are they resilient? That's one of the biggest questions that you always have to ask yourself. But honestly, that's about it for the update today. If you guys have never seen CaptainBNB, then I heavily recommend keeping this project on your radar. It's currently sitting at a $6.6 million market cap. That is still very small in the grand scheme of things. Now, is it guaranteed that this project ever explodes? No, it's not. But my personal opinion is that they absolutely have one of the strongest communities on BNB. And I love to see that BNB is quite literally larger than Solana right now. However, it does not have any top tier meme coins. And the reality is that meme coins are excellent for adoption on chain. And if CaptainBNB were to ever get a Binance listing, it would be constant promotion for BNB chain because it literally has BNB in the name. So there are a lot of interesting factors with this project, not to mention the lore runs deep. But if you guys are interested in getting into projects super early like CaptainBNB, I first posted it in my Discord at a $3.88 million market cap. One of the recent calls that I made did an 8.5x. I called Hawk at a $1 million market cap and it ran up to 8.5 million. And you can see right now that it's actually starting to spike again. But we have hit some huge multipliers. You can see some of these projects could have turned $1,000 into over $200,000. So if this is the kind of community that you'd like to be a part of, you can find the link right here on my YouTube homepage. It'd be a blessing to have you guys in here with us. But that's about all. Let me know down in the comments if there are any other projects that you'd like me to take a look at. If you found this content valuable, please do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great rest of your day.